Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is live and direct Minnesota most accredited voice. We're coming to you live from Edinburgh Sports Park, where Ablao having to celebrate the trophy that was just won in North Dakota. Ablao went there to capture and condemn the trophy. And alongside with me, I got the doctor in the house, Dr. Joshua Bernard, and alongside the man who job for longevities. And he's widely known, he's widely known as...
It is okay not to be okay.
It is okay not to be okay.
It is okay to be okay.
Okay?
Not to be okay.
Not to be okay. Alongside Joshua Bernard. Josh, I mean, I try to talk to a scope of people here today, and other people were making some comments and saying that, I mean, the trophy was won and there was no celebration. What's your take on that?
First of all, thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah.
It's good to be here. But again, I want to congratulate and express my thanks and appreciation to everyone who sacrificed the times and went to North Dakota and participated in this tournament. Hats off to every one of you that left your jobs and families and took the risks to go. Thanks to the team for winning this prestigious trophy. As you said earlier, that people were celebrating here today. I think some of the players or members chose to do that on their own. I don't think it was done officially, but I think knowing the president, I do know, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think during his administration so far he has won 3 trophies. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we understand. We stand to be corrected. But what I know that is like 3 trophies.
Yeah, and people have participated in that, and because of that, we have those 3 trophies. However, in terms of celebration that you talked about, I think the president and his team going to come together and find a date to celebrate these accomplishments. So we're looking forward to that. As I said, people just came up to this Sunday, and guys just wanted to have a good time and celebrate, so they did that on their own. But I think the president that I do know, President Joe Manga, will find a time with his officials to find a date to celebrate those trophies.
When you talk about finding a time, what do you think the time would be best? But I don't want to preempt for the president, and I know you don't want to preempt for the president. But I mean, what time you think would be a specific date?
So, like, I can put a date to that because one, I don't speak for the president, right? I think there are a lot of preparation that are going to come into that, in terms of the president meeting his team and financial people to discuss that and find a suitable time. But I would suspect maybe sometimes in the next week or 2, probably. But everything left with the president, right, and his team to come up with a date. As I say, I'm not speaking on behalf of the president.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking as a member of this organization. So I look forward to that.
Yeah, because we were here, and then there was a lot of Jack Romans saying that, I mean, trophy has been won, the president is not here, the vice president is not here, and then no momentum, and then come to talk about, I mean, winning trophy, and then I mean, if you just won a trophy and without celebration, we speak in terms of momentum. What do you make of that?
Well, so you're going to have that, all the time with organizations, right? Because there are 4 different kinds of people you're going to find in organization. I don't want to go into details, but you're going to find people who are going to ask those questions like, why the president is not here? Why are we not celebrating? Why are we not here? There's no drink, there's nothing. You're going to find people like that. But what I want to say is that the president and his team are going to find time to put some celebration package together. I assume that's going to be the trend because since he became president, he has won 3 trophies. He's through the help of everyone else that got him those victories, right? So people are going to speak, they're going to speak their mind, but these are some of the things that you should have in an organization. You have people who need celebration right away. And there are other people who are going to say, look, let's wait, there's time. And the president's going to plan for that. You know, there are other people going to be like, oh, why is he's not here? Why the president's not here for the celebrate? No, the president made the sacrifice, drove with the team, and when it was with the team and he played as well, came back, probably he got family activities to do, and then there are other friends too. You saw the island was not packed today.
Yeah.
Because you know when a Blaue comes home, you know, there are a lot of people, but people got the families, the friends to be with. So I think overall, you're going to have people who are going to push back, but yet and still, let him give the president time. He's going to meet with his team and decide when these parties or party going to be held.
Do you think? I mean, because it wasn't packed here, do you think it was due to the tired legs of the tournament?
That could be one of the contributing factor to that. That could be one of it. People drove, they're tired, people left their families during the weekend, and guys want to go home, maybe see the daughters, see the other family members, and prepare for work tomorrow. So that could be one of the factors that led to everyone not being here. That includes the president himself. He left his families and went on the other hand and was with the team. So probably he has to come home and rest himself and be with the family. So I assume, as I said earlier, maybe in the next week or two, I think there's going to be some celebration proposed by the president.
Some celebration. You just listen to the voice of Dr. Joshua Bernard, and it's not doctor, but I mean, it's not doctor on the other side. But I know this man for a very long time. In terms of playing football, if he say he's going to give you a pass within the reach of 10 meters, where you want it and how you want it, he's going to do that. But on the other hand, let me talk to the man who runs his life on longevity. It's okay.
It's okay.
You got your mark. Mark is on.
It's okay not to be okay.
Mr. It's okay not to be okay. Man who runs his life on longevity. I think you listen to everything. Just run us through everything that you listen to. The question, I don't want to bring those questions back to you. I think you listen to everything. We won a trophy, and then the president wasn't around. People were making comments and other things. And what you make of that? No celebration today. Just speak to the president of Veteran Blaue.
First of all, I want to tell you thank you for having me, giving me the opportunity to share my concern and my thoughts. I will just buttress some of the things my colleagues just stated. I think Blaue has a leadership, and the leadership knows the appropriate time that they want to do the celebration. And another thing, Blaue has a channel. They have they call it WhatsApp, where most of their communications are usually channel through. So I know the appropriate time for the celebration will be channeled through the WhatsApp. And I just want to say congratulations to the team, to the guys who left their family and went to North Dakota to represent us, because some of us didn't go on that trip. We just want to give our hat up to them. We want to say thank you for their sacrifice. We just want to say congratulations again to them.
Okay, in as much as Blaue, I mean, the president or the vice president wasn't around today for the celebration. What do you expect? What do you think you expect from the vice president or the president? Because he wasn't around today. What do you think he should have done, being he present or not?
So as I stated earlier, that Blaue has a way of communicating to their members. I don't think today people being on the island was official. I think we took upon ourselves to just come here and celebrate the day. But the organization will actually channel it through the right procedure. They have their time. I know they will do that before because Blaue have 2 things to do next month. I think We have our IAM barrel. So before the IAM barrel, I know that definitely the president will have the celebration.
Yeah, because I just want to clarify this, because when I got up, I saw on the chat line, all road leads to the island where the celebration will be held.
I think I myself posted that.
Okay.
I didn't go to North Dakota. I congratulated them, and I posted. I said that. I said, upon your arrivals, we'll we'll continue the celebration at the island.
Okay.
It was just. I just think it wasn't coming from the administration. I just think people was encouraging the administration for us to come here today, but the administration has its own time frame.
Has its own time
frame. Yep.
So, what would be your recommendation to the administration if we talk about time frame?
So,
no, because I believe that this celebration is paramount and that we must have a celebration. What would be your recommendation?
My recommendation to the administration is that it should be done in a time that they think that they will have more members to participate.
Okay.
And I think that it should just be done on a weekend where you have a black member to show up.
Okay. Dr. Joshua Bana, let me come back to you again. I want to get your closing, your parting comment. What would you recommend to this president? This guy been your childhood friend, because there has been a hulu balu all around here today. You listen to some of the hulu balus. What would be your recommendation that you think that we can put in place, or the president can put in place, to make Ablao a better organization in his term?
Well, that's a good question.
The question will come back to you.
This organization is huge. It's a big one. And once you have the leadership, everyone looks up to the leadership of that organization. And one of the most important things that we hear around, that people come and say, the president doesn't listen. He doesn't want to put it in his direction. But one of the most important things for every good leader, right?
Music.
Yeah. These are some of the competencies of a good leader, right? If people try to say you can't listen, if people try to say that he doesn't want to work with other people, you see these things as opportunities. You don't see these things as area that should be effective, right? If people say things that you think are not true, see as an opportunity to see how we can work towards that, right? Because as I said, look, in organizations, let me say this. You just put a hand up to that, Dr. Joshua, right? Let me just say that. As an expert in organizational development, strategic change management, there are 4 important things in every organization that we look at. When we talk about the 4 things, you got something called duty-based ethics, where you have Christian loosely based in an organization, right? You turn around, you have individual characteristics. People are different in terms of how they see things. Right? You also have society-based ethics, where this is what society wants, all kinds of things. And then when you look at, you put all these group of people together, they're going to be conflict, but how you handle it matters. Right? So in this organization, last thing I'm going to say to the president, you're going to listen to people who are going to be negative, people who are going to be positive, but it's almost like if you're running an election, you don't go, if I was running an election in Basel community, I want to become representative district, I will not focus my attention in Basel community. I will not spend most of the resources in Basel community. Because those are my people I already have it. So you go outside, other places that you do not have strength, and try to do that. So the president, he got members, he got other people that are closer to him, You shouldn't focus on these people right now. Those who got exceptional, who's saying all kinds of things that the president doesn't listen, he doesn't work with people. Those are the people we should start focusing on. We start working with them and see how we can make this organization better.
To a point, because you talk about strength should be outside of your comfortable area. Let me look at that space.
Yep.
And the president, because they are, I listened to somebody just said they were out of the country and they were removed from the chat line, and the back in country asking the president, why was I removed from the chat line? I was out of the country and I paid my dues, but I didn't pay one of the dead body money. Why was I removed? And you out of the country, you should have been removed until you in country. So I want you to speak to that.
Well, I don't really know the details of the Constitution, what the Constitution says, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to speak on that because I don't want to give wrong information concerning that.
Okay.
So if the Constitution says that if you did not pay a certain amount of time, they should get you out of the chat line. So maybe whether you're out of the country or here is a different thing.
But don't you think there should be a pardon on anybody that out of the country until they return? Because I saw it happen for other people, and why it didn't happen for this individual? Was talking about 2 or 3 persons that came to me saying that they were out of the country and they wasn't given that pardon.
To your point, as a public policy and leadership expert, what I would tell you, when anything happens, right, there's an opportunity. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
When 9/11 took place on this soil in America, America has 17 security apparatus. And those 17 security apparatus were not working together. That is, when the police and from fire service, when we're communicating, you don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Right? That's how you saw that over 3,000 fire service members died.
Wow.
9/11. When the first building came down, the second building was coming down, the police chopper were overhead, communicating to the guys on the ground that nobody should run into the building. I think Kareem and myself in our class when we were doing our master public policy and leadership. I think Kareem and myself said that. The police communicated and said that nobody should go in the building. The second building is coming down.
Wow.
But guess who were running away? The firefighters, because they heard the communication. But the police did not. The firefighter were running towards the building while the police were running away.
Because they got the information.
And the police could not stop everybody.
Okay.
So that's how the firefighter died. And because of that, that's why the 17 security apparatus now are talking to each other.
Okay.
That's because of that, Homeland Security will form. Okay. So my point here is, when these things happen in a blow, right? When these things happen within the organization, there's an opportunity to go back to the Constitution and make adjustments. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we do, because policy is about people, process, right? It's there to change and help the people's life. So a policy is going to happen once in a while, and then we can't go back. Things have to go back to make those adjustments. So we policy people, that's what we look at.
So we got to go back to the drawing board and amend it into the Constitution. That's what you're saying?
That's what happens. Because you don't just write policy and it just be straight like that.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then policy people go back to the drawing board and say, okay, let's include this one. That's how policy works.
Let's include and let's exclude.
Yeah, exclude this thing.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
Dr. Joshua Banner, I love talking to you because you bring in insight and you fill me every time you speak. But let me speak to the longevity man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time, and we look forward to the celebration.
That would be if the president one day.
Not if. I know the president,
it's a must.
This president is my childhood friend.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't speak for him. But he's going to meet his team, and I know there's going to be some celebration because doing his administration right now.
Yeah.
I think he has won, what, 3 trophies?
3 trophies.
And
I mean, we
that
stand
is
to be
great.
corrected.
Great.
We stand to be
team.
corrected.
And Mr.
But we will dig,
President,
and when we dig deeper, we'll get to you. Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're saying
Mr.
something.
President and the team, and the thing is,
Yeah.
what people do not understand, the president cannot do this by himself.
No.
There's no individualism in leadership.
Okay.
It's about team. It's about working together because everyone brings something to the table.
To the table.
And if you listen to the next man, you can be better.
Yeah.
One of the most important things, you being the president, is that you can get little things from everybody and make you better.
And make you better.
Yeah.
The voice of Joshua Bernard. If
You
I were
forgot about the doctor.
that's it. A
It's not
doctor.
from-
Doctor.
look, listen,
Doctor.
it is
I
not for
apologize.
the refugee camp.
I apologize.
It's not like, how you call
I
it,
apologize.
refugee
I apologize. You know.
Add a handle to the
I apologize.
Yeah, put
I
that
apologize. I will add the
I'm
handle.
not
You
for the
know.
refugee
You know.
camp,
I flow with you for a very long
Let me- how you
time
call him?
from the
Mr.
feet from the feet of place. So I
Legit
just.
blood, legit
But
blood.
I mean, Doctor Bernard. Doctor Bernard.
Thanks for
I will
recognizing
always want to drink from your fountain because you are filled.
Yeah, don't be like my brother Jones, the presidency, will not call me doctor.
No, he will always, yeah. No, he will call
he
you.
call me so.
He will call you Doctor Bernard. Doctor Bernard. I will always like to drink from the fountain.
Thank you.
From your fountain because you are filled. And where you get a fountain, you know there's abundance of water that flow from that fountain. And I just want to tap into your anointing, Dr. Bernard. And let me just turn it to the longevity man.
Thank you.
It's what? Okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
And not to be okay. Again, we are here. It's okay not to be okay. You give your party comment. As a G play, you give your party comment on how you feel and what you heard here and what changes that needed to be made that you think the president can inject into the system to make Ablau better.
So I have been around Ablau for more than 20 years.
Wow.
So I know the in and out, how Ablau operates and how people operate. And every leadership that existed within Ablau, we always have people being in disagreement with the leadership. Ablau has had different kinds of outside group from within. You have floating tomato, you have plebeians, you have bourgeoisies. That's just how Ablau been operating. So, but one thing Josh spoke on, which is very important, as a leader, your critics should be your strength. It shouldn't be your weakness. And in leadership, where your strength is, that's not where you work on. You work on where your weaknesses are. Because in order to be a better person, you got to always go back to your weaknesses. So, if you as a leader and you're hearing or disagreement or disenfranchise people saying something, you do a reflection. How do I incorporate these people? Because somebody that like you will always say the negative things about you. Somebody that fake will be telling you oh, you're doing great.
Yeah.
And then at your back they saying that that guy is very fucked up. He don't listen to people. So I think one of the strength in a leader is when you're a good listener.
To listen, yeah.
If you can listen, you will never know your errors. So I think John needs to work on that. And John is he's a friendly guy. He's a friendly guy, and he played the sport. He knows he been around, and he a sportsman person, so he's supposed to understand those things. And don't hold grudge against people who try to tell you say this, that. At least when they're saying it, you bring them closer. You say, I listen to your concern, but what you think we can do better. Always ask them what you think you want us to do better, and listen to them. So that's my advice to him. And I think he had done a great thing by winning the trophy. I have been around Blau. He's the first person to win trophy as a president to win trophy three consecutive. In his first year, three consecutive trophies in his first year. So that's a plus. But he just needs to be. He needs to incorporate his. He needs to reach out to. They call themselves. 86 United Brothers. So he need to reach out to the 86 United Brothers. Do not make enemies for yourself as a leader. You bring people around to gain your strength. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, Dr. Bernard. I mean, you. I know you want to buttress or you want to add on.
Yeah, I want to add on because Kareem struck a good point, right? In terms of leadership, it is very, very important because, as Kareem said, people who criticize you or say all kinds of things about you, you shouldn't see them as, I would put in my word, you can't see that people who are against you, right? See it as a strength. I told one of my employees one time who misbehaved, and at last he came to me and apologized for that. So one of the things I told him, I said, that's the strength I saw in you, that you have the mindset
to come apologize, to recognize that you
wrong, and then you came back to apologize for that.
Okay.
Now, in the president's setting, it's very important that when he sees these things, people who criticize him, say all kinds of things, and talk about all kinds of things about him, he shouldn't see it as things that are bad. He should see it as an area of opportunity. That he can work on, right? And say, okay, let me find out, let me understand what you guys talking about. Let's talk. It doesn't mean he's weak. That's a strength in leadership, that you will recognize the opposition and then bring them in and say, okay, guys, let's talk. I'll give you a quick example because I'm a policy guy. There was one time Barack went on Fox News.
Okay.
And people were asking, why did he go there? And they started asking all kinds of questions. But he used that platform to get to the people who watches, those who watch Fox News, that are not getting in, to see if he can communicate his platforms through them. So, in other words, don't see these guys who are pushing back as, people against you. No, they're not against you.
No.
You have to understand why they're pushing back.
Right.
There's a reason why they're doing that. As Kareem said, if you're not reaching out, this is an opportunity that you're going to go maybe call a day, go to the bar, call the guys, say, hey guys, what's up, what's going on? Let's understand what's going on. And that's leadership. That's the strength in leadership, one of the competencies of that. Thank you.
This is how we like to draw the curtain on life and direct. This is Minnesota Most Accredited Voice. You just listen to Dr. Joshua Bernard alongside the longevity man. I always forgetting his phrase. I don't know. He always uses the phrase. It is okay
not to be okay.
Not to be okay. And Mr. President, you just listen to your childhood friend, Dr. Joshua Bernard, who you refuse to call his name Doctor. Doctor.
They really refuse to say he's not going to call him.
I don't know why you don't want to call him Doctor. He worked for it. He earned it. He should be respected, and he should be called by that name, Dr. Joshua Bernard. It's just his all. Why would you want to say so if the white man was a doctor? So, Mr. President,
that's my boy. That's the only man who can call me any kind of way he wants because that's my childhood.
That's your childhood friend.
We come a long way, have fun. So I'm just saying that because of fun, but that's my brother.
But again, and then we were talking. Notwithstanding, although we never have Emmanuel Newman in this discourse just now with the interview. But again, with the Constitution, I wanted to speak to that because somebody in Liberia was removed from the chat line, and I want him to expand on that. Mr. Newman, can you expand on that? Somebody was on the chat line that was removed from the chat line while he was away. I just want you to expand on that, Mr. Newman, and come and just expand on that. I don't know if it's right or wrong to be removed from the chat line. I just want you to expand on that, Mr. Newman.
Well, thank you for welcoming to the microphone.
Yeah.
I'll say relates directly to that question. Well, it is not actually a constitutional violation for someone to be removed from the child who is actually out of the country and is that financial. Meaning the person has to meet all of its obligations. That includes death payment and all of that. But if you want to speak specifically to an incident that occurred, I would say that for courtesy, if somebody is out of the country and if the person resides in the United States, constitutionally, the person resides in the United States, the person is a full member because we have associate members who are not in Minnesota, right? So if the person is a full member and the person travels, the person is in Liberia, for instance, if something happens, I think it is it will be actually more respectful or courteous for the financial person, especially if the person knows that the person is out of the country, right? To kind of call that person and say, look, I'm about to remove people from the child line. I see that you are financial, but there's one portion of your financial payment that is not being met. That has to do with death payment. Someone dies and you have not made that payment. You are out of the country and it happens.
Okay.
So, well, what do you say about that? Are you going to meet all of that obligation when you return? Or whatever arrangement, that will be done between that person and the financial secretary or the treasurer? That has to be a communication that has to be, made. And that agreement can be made between both of them. But if that is not done, it is not a violation, right? For courtesy, it would be more prudent or appropriate for the treasurer to make that call. So constitutional, that's not a violation. But for the sake of, courtesy, it will be more appropriate for the person, especially if the person knows that the person is out of the country.
For the sake of courtesy, there should be a call from our Constitution, brother, the man who can expand on the Constitution. And I believe Mr. Newman, everything he says here, there should be a Constitution call, a courtesy call on whosoever outside the country you just listen to here. So this is how we like to bring this to a closure. Longevity.
Yeah.
You got anything to add on? Because you already add on your parting comment.
Yeah, I can add on what Nima just stated. It can be fun.
Yeah, go ahead. It's just something brief.
So, Nima spoke in the right direction, which is true. If the person is a due pay member and they're within the United States, and let's say they travel to Philadelphia, that you should send in a communication. You don't just move people off the line. And then when if the person is outside of the United States, they're in Liberia, you also need to send a communication before you move them from on the line. I don't think it's appropriate to just move somebody from on the line without communicating to them. So that's what I have to say on that.
In terms of the 86 United Brothers, because they were here, they had the ground locked down. In the absence of our celebration today, the 86 United Brothers. And I believe that they have been reduced to 66 United Brothers, because if I check on the chat line, I saw 112 persons. Because at the time we had the meeting, it was like they had that range of 86, but they have been reduced to 66 members. 86 United Brothers were here today. They had the place locked down, and Ablao, the president was not here, the vice president was not here, and most of the players, because I want to believe that, there was a tire legs that led to that, playing a tournament, not resting, traveling that long distance, and the guys were not here. And then guys tried to hold it against them. What you make of that?
Well, I don't know as to whether you have any group because it is 6 or 63 members.
1 minute, 1 minute. I mean, like,
I don't know about that. That is very strange. That is very strange to me. I'm sure we're not going to have a renegade organization within Ablao. As far as we're concerned, we don't have any organization that does exist here called 86. How you call it? 86 what?
I know that. I don't know. Yes.
But specifically on the issue of his concern about what group a Samuel here when people travel out of the, we won a tournament, and then surprisingly we didn't see most of the members on the island to come and celebrate. If I would speak to that, I would say that, as he said, legs are tired, people are very exhausted. Spending time away from your family is important to come and, regroup, get your family going and get prepared for the next day, especially today, Sunday. But most importantly, as we probably know, Ablao has a tradition.
86 United Brothers.
Ablao has a tradition. One of our members lost his father, right? Nasmo.
Yeah.
And there's a protocol already in place. Communication has been sent for members to go and visit Nasmo. So the tradition is already set. I'm sure members honor that invitation to go and visit Nasmo. That is why people didn't show up on the island.
Is it today?
Yes. So if I may answer that question, definitely the reason it could be legs. People are tired, driving, very long distance from North Dakota. Secondly, people, upon their return, they have to take care of their family. They have to go and see their family. Lastly, we have a protocol in place that people have to go and visit one of our members who lost his father. So, that could be the reason. Other than that, I don't know any organization they call 86
United Brothers.
86 United Brothers. That is very surprising.
That draws us to the conclusion of this segment. This is Live and Direct Minnesota Most Accredited Voice. You just listen to the Constitution. Man, the man who leads the Constitution, he just expanded on the Constitution. Mr. Newman, let me say thank you, man, for expanding on the Constitution because, every time I listen to you, I'm filled. You are a reservoir.
Thank you.
When I listen to you, I'm filled because I want to believe that everything you put out there, people are filled. Because you are a reservoir. And thanks to the longevity man, your phrase were again?
It is okay not to be okay.
And let me say thanks and appreciation to the one and only Dr. Joshua Bernard who expanded on this. But when I talk about the interview, he never wanted to speak. But when we got into the interview, he was all on the interview. He never wanted to get loads of the interview. But again, John, the administration, the bowling is yet to commence. And we look up to the bowling, as Dr. Joshua Bernard just said. It could be today, this week, next week, or the week after. He doesn't want to preempt for you. But it is on. And you got to look into the United Brothers concern. It is says United Brother concern. We have to do something to move the organization to another level. So out of 86, we're going to 66. 66 out of 380. That millions. We need all that money.
We have floating tomato and all.
We have floating tomato, all those shit that we broke them down. Sorry for that expression. Ablao always about controversy. So the 66 members now, 380 times 66, that's million. I would just say million. You do the math and tell, that's a lot of money. We need that money in the coffers. So it's about time that, let us put in policies that we think we can draw them together. What do you think are those policies you think we can put together to bring back those members, to convince them? What's your take? Talk to me.
Well,
The most secretive
firstly,
was.
before I answer that question, I would like to firstly thank all those that went on the trip to North Dakota. It was a very successful trip. The boys put a very splendid performance. The competition was very competitive. Ablau emerged as the winner. So I want to say congratulations to all the young boys who show up, even the old folks that show up for the tournament. So to answer your question, live in the as it relates to policy issue, I'm no more in government now. I resigned.
But yet we still respect you because you're the only person that can expand on the Constitution. So until we have another person that can expand on the Constitution, then we will be talking to you right now. We will relate to he who that can expand on the Constitution. But right now, at the days, we have you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Your question has to do with policy.
Yeah, the
right?
policy, yeah.
So you are not your question does not have to do with the Constitution. It has to do with policy issue. Now, as it relates to policy, let me just say this. So let's look at the structure of Ablau. Let's look at the structure of Ablau.
Yeah.
As it relates to policy.
Can I just give you 1 minute or 1.5 minutes to expand on that? Just expand on that because we want to come to a conclusion now.
So policy, usually policy derived from membership. Membership express their views, and then that is channeled through the views are channeled through the executive committee. Executive committee then moves that to putting a policy document for the implementation of the organization. That's how it is done. Other than that, but again, I am not in leadership, so people, the executive committee, I don't want to talk much about them, the way they operate. But usually, that's how it is done through the executive committee.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Newman, the Constitution man. He's not in administration again, but at least he was able to give his view on that. This is how we like to draw the curtain on live and direct. Until then, we can catch you again. But I tell you, it has been fascinating talking to Dr. Joshua Bernard, the fountain of life. And we got the reservoir himself in here. The longevity man. It's okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
This is how I like to draw the curtain on live and direct. Minnesota most secretive was. Until then again, on the